From America's heartland, this is GJRB, Clinton, Iowa.
Now, GJRB brings you Way Out There. This is the show that talks about the weird, the bizarre, the unusual. From UFOs to paranormal to near-death experiences to government conspiracies. This is the place to listen to for the truth. And if you have any bizarre happenings that happen to you, or would like to talk about the weird, the bizarre, the unusual, you can call Gary right now. Area code 563-613-4260. And tell us what you see way out there. Now, here's Gary Russell.
Well, hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, everywhere across America and around the world, wherever you may be listening. Welcome to Way Out There, the show that talks about the strange, the unusual, the things that go bump in the night. And don't know what's wrong here, but I'm not getting any sound through my headphones for some reason. Oh, I know why. Didn't have my headphone jack on. Okay, if I don't have my headphones up, they're not going to pick up anything. Yeah, I think that somewhere along the line, my mixer, if I don't have a button pushed to show my headphones are on, it won't pick up over my 9-foot signal, and I had to check to make sure that was happening. Well, anyway, hello everyone, hello everywhere across America, around the world. Welcome to Way Out There, the show that talks about the strange, the bizarre, the unusual, the things that can't explain. Well, we can explain this, or can we? Donald Trump's inauguration went off without a hitch. No terrorism, no attempted suicide, no threats whatsoever. Imagine that! We got through it. We have new president of the United States today, Donald J. Trump is now our president. Now, I don't know, people might not like me playing this, but why not, you know? Why not? You better believe it. And, well, you know, Obama, you know, bowed out. And we didn't have any attempted, like I said earlier, we didn't have any attempted suicide. We didn't have any president who was going to decide I'm going to override and try to sneak in another term. Didn't have that today, did we? All those unnecessary worries, nothing happened. But checking the news headlines before airtime today, there is a great amount of protesting going on. I just saw footage earlier this afternoon about this. Apparently, there has been a foot of protest. I was looking at some earlier footage, and I'm not sure exactly where it is. Well, one of them is out of Washington, D.C., at their Bank of America building. Bank of America, there is a lot of breaking of windows, smashing of windows of Starbucks, and the Bank of America in Washington, D.C. during Donald Trump's inauguration. So we have, you know, the protesters are out there, and they're getting nice money, paid, their paychecks will, after it's all said and done, will come from your lovely George Soros, who quite frankly had the paychecks written out to these protesters, the snowflakes, to do some damage during the inauguration. And here we go, and there it is. And you have to wonder about this, okay? You have to, this is, this was going to happen. It was predicted. You know that they were going to cause all kinds of chaos. It was in the books. Donald Trump is president, so it's not, you're going to have people who want to override. They want people who want to, again, start trouble, and you have protesters going out there, and once again, all the network cameras are out there showing all that and encouraging all this, and all the protesters are loving it because they're doing it for the cameras, folks. You know they are. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They're doing it for the cameras. They're putting on. They love that show. They want it. They want that attention. It's the crybaby liberals, folks. This is what's going on here. And we're gonna be talking about this on the Gary Russell program. And they had a beautiful inauguration ceremony. Very well put together this afternoon. I saw pieces of it. I had to go to my rehab, my cardiac rehab today. But when I got back, it was still on, and I caught a little bit of it. And incredible. I think it was all very good. And we'll be talking about that throughout the afternoon here on Way Out There, here on GJRB Online. I'm glad you could be with me today for Way Out There, the strange, the bizarre, the unusual this afternoon here on GJRB Online. Well, does Planet X actually exist, and is it headed for a collision course on Earth? Well, Marshall Masters was on a recent Coast to Coast program, and he talks about the possibility of a scenario in which this planet will collide with Earth. And they're saying that it's not, they're saying now, I somehow, I have people telling me, well, there's no Planet X. There's no Planet X. That's just, it's just made up. Well, I know I'm looking for it. Although, unfortunately, where I live, the location of where I am, no way in God's green earth I could actually see it, because by the time I were to see it, it would have went over the horizon. Because our sun goes down and you can't see it over the trees in this area. So I don't think I'm going to be able to see this. I'm going to probably find a way to, but as of now, I don't see any plan, any intention of being able to get out there and actually having a look at this. Because I don't know. I don't think it's possible. I like I said, I got a lot of blockage in this neighborhood from the trees. So whether or not I even get to see that, probably not. Probably not, because it's over the horizon in this area, and by the time the sun goes down, I could look through the trees, but I can't guarantee I'll see anything yet. Oh well, that being said, I'm going to try to find an open spot where I can see it. But we'll be talking about it, and he says that it's a possibility that Planet X, and I have a great interview from a recent Coast to Coast show, and I was going to do it after the 3:30 hard break, but I decided to move it. I'm going to bump it up to after the 4 o'clock break, 4 o'clock news break, so around there, and I will bring that to you. Okay, I'm going to do that, and it'll start off a 2 hours of non-stop talk. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have various things coming up, so stay with me that Way Out There on GJRB Online. Along with that, recently a nanny cam picked up what looked like a doll coming to life in a tremendous shaking, which are going to explain paranormal activity. I'm going to try to get a hold of these people somehow. The video I'll show you is I posted it on Pinterest. So just go to Gary Rustin's Pinterest page, and you'll see it underneath Way Out There. Creepy video. The doll coming to life in the corner of the room kind of reminds me of a certain movie of the week in 1975, and of course Chucky. It's a weird movie, weird stuff. And this time, something different. I'm going to do something different this time on this show. Something different. I'm planning on doing a lot of... I'm changing the format of a lot of my talk shows. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do Strange But True. News of the strange happenings going on in the world. I'm going to do it throughout the show. I'm going to play clips, talk about them if I have clips. Just like I do the Gary Rustin program, or like I do Sports Page. I'll take callers, and if that happens, if I do get calls, I will stray off any interviews, any features that I'm doing. I'll stray off of it, and I'll take calls. Otherwise, that's what I'm going to do. And of course, I was going to keep track of the Trump inauguration if I was going to be on the air live during the event. Now that it's over and we got past it, the only thing I'm going to cover right now is the terrorism, the upheaval going on by these infidels who decide, these little babies, these little snowflakes who have to throw rocks through windows and destroy property just to get a little attention and say, I don't want him as president. Poor babies. They're just gonna die because of Republicans in office. He's just gonna die because Trump is president. Poor babies. What a shame. Linda Moulton Howe, we're gonna visit her site too. Recently there was some more strange sounds coming from the sky. Weird noises, loud booming going on in Connecticut, Washington, New Mexico. I think that's happening in New Mexico too, and I'll be talking about that a little later on as well. Also, keeping up with all that, plus a whole lot more. But first, it's time to take a look at True News. News that's not mainstream. And of course, you know, True News has to start off with this story, the fascinating story that is going on, and it becomes our lead story. Comes our lead story of the day, and is, of course, Trump's inauguration. He was inaugurated this morning at around, I think it was 11 a.m. Here is our new president of the United States.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
And that's what happened today. Donald J. Trump is our new president of the United States. And, of course, a lot of rioting going on because of it. Yep, a lot of rioting going on because of it. And some of it in Washington, D.C., as I said at the beginning of the broadcast this afternoon, some of the protesting is going on. They're smashing windows and destroying property once again. The little babies are doing it again. This Washington, D.C., smashing windows and breaking windows in the Bank of America and Starbucks in downtown Washington. And there's no audio on this video, but I'm looking at it. It's just amazing. It really is just amazing how nowadays, they were taught not to destroy property. When we were growing up, Yeah, we were taught not to destroy property, not damage people's property. You know, respect for other people's property, not throwing stones in people's windows. And here we are, 2017, and the youth of America have gone nuts, totally whacked out nuts, because a president of the United States. Isn't that just lame? I'm telling you. Here's one. Girl Scouts. Now check this out. They're facing backlash because they participated in the parade today during the inauguration. I don't know if they did or not. I don't know how many. If there are any Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts there. According to a report, more than 150,000 people, as of yesterday afternoon, signed an online petition calling for a nonpartisan group to refrain from marching in the parade. The petition, authored by junior troop leader Heather C., addressed at the Girl Scouts of America, GSUSA, interim CEO, I'm going to call her that, Sylvia Aizvecto, stating that they don't want their troops marching in that parade because they represent a president who, he was a groper. Remember that? He was accused of improperly touching women, and he denies it. And so now the Girl Scouts of America said, we're not going to march in the parade. What do you think of that one? Imagine that. There's an interesting story. They say now again they're looking out for life in outer space. Yeah, well, we're going to look for some more alien creatures. No, I don't know. Life in outer space seems to be the thing now because they found another exoplanet. Stephen Kane, he's a researcher for exoplanets that exist outside the Earth's solar system. And he's looking for inhabitant zones, stating that they could exist in a liquid state on the planet's surface. And if there is sufficient atmospheric pressure, Kane told his team, including former undergraduate student Miranda Waters, examining the habitable zone on a planetary system 14 light years away. Their findings will appear in the next issue of Astrophysical Journal in a proper paper titled Characterization of Wolf 1061 Planetary System. So there's a Wolf 1061. Apparently it's a planet that they're looking at that they think is inhabitable. And they say they're looking for water on the planet. They're looking for various things like that. And according to it, now they say this is not just for Wolf 1061, which has its proximity to Earth. It made it attractive to Kane, and to his team. But there's also 3 known planets in that system: rocky planet called Wolf 1061c, which is entirely within the habitable zone, with the assistance to collaborators at the Tennessee State University in Geneva, Switzerland. And they were able to measure the stars around which the planet orbits to gain a clearer picture of whether life could exist there. Okay. Sounds good to me. What about you? What do you think about that? Fascinating stories. All their stories are in there. I'll be checking into this as the show, for another show, and maybe perhaps we can get a hold of this guy, or see if he's going to be on a future George Noory program, and see if we can get him on our show here on GJRB Online, because that would be a fascinating topic to get into. Really would. I would find it pretty neat myself. Okay, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do right now. I'm going to take a break, and then when I return, I'm going to get into some stuff, including weather. We're going to do weather in the news. I like doing that. As a matter of fact, I think we'll do weather in the news, and then we're going to do weather on the fives and stuff. So we're going to be right back. I got more way out there coming up right after this break. We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russell program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russell program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker, reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russell program on GJRB. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russell program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. On GJRB. You hear great jazz on GJRB with the best of jazz, up-and-coming jazz, and smooth afternoon. If you can't get enough of jazz and you live in the Quad Cities area, tune in to KALA, St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa, at 88.5 on the FM dial. Along with some of that great smooth jazz, you'll hear a lot of great jazz programming, and programming in other great music formats, like blues, urban, including rap, also classic R&B and Motown with David Baker on Rewind, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Central. In addition, you get programming in Spanish and some great gospel programming too. For more information on that great programming you'll hear, check out their schedule at www.sau.edu/KALA. Even if you don't live in the Quad Cities area, you can enjoy KALA anywhere in the world with their internet stream. Connect with KALA. Listen and enjoy.
25. If man is still alive, if
great song.
can survive, they may
One of my favorites. I call this a science fiction song. Zinger and Evans, 1969 #1 record too. It's one of my favorites. Here at Jay Russell with you on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America and around the world. Glad you could be with me today as we do We Out There, the strange, the unusual, and we do it with a lot of fun. And we're going to do right now a thing I call Weather in the News. And I think I was going to hear weather and news. Where is that? That sound is not playing. I wonder why. And I was like, the mic's on and everything. So let me bring it up on the board. And sometimes it's not playing in my. It might be playing on the air here, but it might not be playing in my headphones. I think I am hearing it. Okay, here we go. Learn to run your board, you know. Anyway, here it is. Strange story. Actually, they're saying now that. That the Earth is racking up. Yeah, they're saying this now. The Earth is racking up. Scientists are saying, according to the university, that there are the Earth is warming, and in 2016, last year was the hottest year in centuries. Combination of measurement gives this unique perspective. And, yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying that we were the warmest since, they're giving all kinds, I don't understand all this razzmatazz. They give all this thing, but they're saying since the 20th century, they're saying, 1997, remember that year was real hot? That was the El Nino year. Apparently, they're saying now that 2016 beat it in the heat. And other than 2015, the only year that in the 21st century that isn't from the 21st century They said that it was 1997, I believe. Because I remember that year. I was living over on the other end of town, and boy, was it hot. No joke. And that was crazy heat. And they're saying that we were the warmest on record. According to meteorologists at the UK Met Office, they've already released their independent assessment for 2016, and despite small differences in numbers from their database, all agencies have come up with the same conclusion. 2016 was the hottest year on record. The hottest year on record. That's what they're saying. Wow. Imagine that. Okay, we'll talk about that and your opinion on it here on the Way Out There on GJRB Online. Meanwhile, I'm going to give you the weather forecast, and we're going to do that now. Weather on the fives. And so as soon as I pull that up, let's see, I wasn't ready for that. Let's see, we're at, I'll bring it up to, where's that page? Oh, here it is, National Weather Service page. Okay, that's what I was looking for. All right. And for weather on the fives. And strong thunderstorms are going to be possible for the next several days along the central Gulf Coast and portions of the southeast. Storms may contain damaging winds, large hail, and isolated tornadoes. Meanwhile, there's more storms that will bring heavy rain with heavy snow in the mountains of California and the southern Rockies through the weekend. So you're in for it, folks. You got some rain coming up, got some storms coming up, and it's going to be really interesting weather coming your way. More Way Out There coming up. For 1 year, the wait is over. Join Pastor Ron Johnston and a panel of men and women to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy. In this world of chaos and upheaval, this is the program that puts it all into perspective. How will we survive? God only knows. So trust Him and listen to the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast or live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russa program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russa program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast, I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker. Reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Russa program on GJRB.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Hey, alright, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Russa program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. On GJRB. From the GJRB News Desk, I'm Gary J. Russell. Here's some of the stories we're covering for the newsroom. This afternoon, it was official. Donald Trump is President of the United States. And there's all kinds of rioting going on because of it in Washington, D.C. We'll have that story and a whole lot more coming up next. And also coming up, stay with us for a complete look at all the news here on GJRB Online throughout the afternoon. True news. News you don't get anywhere else. True news all the hour. In other news this afternoon, it looks like the Girl Scouts of America didn't like any of our girls marching in the parade. And we'll have an exclusive story on that coming up as well. These stories and a whole lot more coming up next on GJRB True News on the hour. Ball at the top of the clock, keeping you on top. GJRB True News. I'm Gary J. Russin at the GJRB News Desk, and I'll have more way out there coming up next on GJRB Online here on Spreaker.
Whether it's baseball, basketball, hockey, even bowling, it's covered on Gary J's sports page. I'll talk about what's going on in the world of sports all over the USA. We'll read you interesting articles about the players and even keep up with the scores of the games going on live. I'll even have guests from time to time and just talk sports. Better than any newspaper page, it comes alive. Gary J's sports page, alternating Saturdays at 2 o'clock Central on GJRB Online.
Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radioland. A day of nothing but classic radio shows back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radioland.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website purely devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online's Up and Coming, drop me an email at GaryJ65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
Watch. Pray. For you not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pandemics, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, signs in the heavens. Keep up with world news and events you hear on GJRB's News on the Hour. Go to End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. With a lot of chaos happening, keep in touch with End Time Headlines and GJRB. Watch. Pray. For we not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pest, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org.
like everyone else, than anyone else.
Hey, alright, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Wrestling program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. On GJRB. We all run a busy schedule, and maybe we don't have time to catch the Gary Russell program. Well, here's the solution. The best of the Gary Russell program, highlighting the most memorable parts of recent shows. Each podcast I will play clips of previous shows and talk about them. Watch for podcast uploads during the GJRB's podcast weekend on GJRB's public site on Spreaker. Reflecting on the past memories of past shows. The best of the Gary Wrestling program on GJRB. And welcome back to Way Out There on GJRB Online here on Spreaker across America and around the world, wherever you may be. And glad you could be with me here on GJRB, and glad you could be with me for the weekend of great talk and stuff today. And I hope you'll stay with me throughout the afternoon for the best in internet talk radio. Way Out There. And that's what we do here on GJRB Online, and I'm happy to that you could get in on it. I had a couple of hits on our last, let's see, was a half hour of the very beginning of our program, I believe. Just about the first half hour, maybe. I don't know. I gotta take a look. I know I did at the offset, very beginning. I think our last 7 days got some hits. And so now I'm hoping that maybe this program is getting a little hits, and I'm going to really check my public site here real quick while I'm thinking about it, because we're going to be taking this show around and seeing who's out there in the GJRB line here. So I'm going to go to my Spreaker public site here real quick and see if there's anybody out there that may be listening to the program. 0 on this part. We had 2 hits on GJRB Music. People like that. Good, thank you. Got some new artists coming up, and I'm going to be talking about that in a while. Also, no hits on this program yet so far, but hoping maybe we'll get some listeners in the next half hour of Way Out There here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, across America and around the world, wherever you may be listening. I hope you're tuning in. This is a Freestyle Friday. That means anything goes. And we spread it about and see who's out there listening to the program. So come on aboard, and hope you're enjoying it. Got some stuff we're going to do, and we're going to get into that here in a few minutes. And we're going to talk Strange But True. And then after the next hour or so, we're going to, after the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to go freestyle as we rank up and crank up our story on
Planet X. Planet X. You know, Planet X. You think this Planet X is happening? Is it for real? Do you think that it's just a scaremongering thing? A lot of people do. A lot of people think that it is a scaremongering thing. But I just thought maybe I'd kind of bring it across to you, see what you think on this. Have you seen a sunset? Have you seen something unusual on the, I believe it's the right side of the sun? I'm not sure exactly. It might be the right side of the sun. I don't know how that goes. The right side of the sun, left side of the sun. I'm not sure. It might be, but I couldn't say. I couldn't say exactly. But I'm thinking the right side of the sun. Your opinion on this area code? So we're gonna let it see what you think. We're gonna leave it to you and give you a chance to be part of Way Out There by giving your opinion on these things, because I really want to get your insight on this and see where it's coming from. So let's see here. We're gonna do that. Give you a chance to get in on the program and call our show. You can do that. All you got to do is call in. Area code 563-613-4260. I got my GJRB cell line being charged up over here because it was down to 1 bar earlier today. So I had to charge it up a little bit. But, didn't want that up there. Oh boy, what was I going to say? See, I lose track of what I'm going to say sometimes. It's just that way. If there was music playing in the background, it's probably because I had my board down. I didn't hear it, so sorry about that. Probably hearing the Eagles in the background there, but I didn't mean to have that up. I was trying to get my phone number up there. Also, you can get a hold of me. I got my you can go into the GJRB chat room. I'm going to be in the next segment, as soon as it starts here, as soon as I flip, I'm going to start spreading this show about on all social sites. So far, we are on YouTube, GJRB TV on YouTube, on my Gary Russin YouTube channel. Or you can go on to Pinterest, and I'll be posting this show there, and you can listen on Pinterest. If you are following me on Twitter, I'm the Radio Maniac, GJRB Online with the antique radio emblem. And then, of course, on YouTube and Facebook and Google+, we'll be putting them all on there, and we're going to see who's out there today in Radioland on GJRB Online on Spreaker today. So come on aboard. Love to hear from you if you have a lot of stuff you want, some insight into things we're talking about. Love to hear from you today here on GJRB, and get a chance to be a part of the program, and it'd be kind of fun just to see who's out there right today. So join me way out there on GJRB Online on Spreaker across America and around the world, and wherever it is that you may be listening. Either it's on devices like iPhones. If you have an iPhone, I'm there. And if you have a what's that other one? Smartphones. Yeah, you can listen on a smartphone. You can listen on a. You can even listen if you have a Roku box. You have one of those? I have one. Matter of fact, in the living room in the kitchen. And we're on YouTube. Just get on there and subscribe to the GJRB TV YouTube channel, and you can listen to this show right through your television set. Yeah. If you have a Roku box, you can listen to the show on your television set. Yeah. We'll get a picture, but you'll get our logo and you'll see it's where you can see the show and hear it. Yeah, and be a part of it. Love to hear from you. And so give me a call line. We'll be doing that in the next minute or so, and seeing who's out there in our GJRB Spreaker land today, and see what's going on. And we're going to do what I call non-stop talk. This is Freestyle Friday, and that means we're going to open up to just straightforward, complete non-stop talk. We'll have a 4 o'clock news break, but other than that, non-stop talk right here on GJRB. So hang in there. We're going to have a good time, and I hope that you could be part of the program and just check it out.